Hey everybody, what's going on? The American Werewolf here. If you know me, you know I'm no real fan of the Halloween series. I just think it's kind of played out and done to death. I do own a few versions. I've got, of course, the original from Carpenter. That always works. And then for some reason, I actually went out and got, and it's still in the wrapper, so you can how dusty it is. I haven't used it. The second movie, which was the follow up with Jamie Lee Curtis. But if you ask me, at all times, my favorite Halloween films are the Rob Zombie cuts because for this specific reason, Zombie did something that was original, and he actually had the decency to end the series after two movies, which I think is just a fantastic thing. I think that these things have a finite lifespan, and this endless series of films that are loosely connected really don't make much sense. I think it's a dead horse as a franchise. However, I saw something today that interested me, and that is the possibility of Halloween. And this is the only way that I could accept it. This I would actually be interested in. The idea that Halloween and Michael Myers would actually come to the small screen for a streaming series. That would be interesting. So let's get into that right now. Okay, so this is from Bloody Disgusting. And it says, the future of Halloween. Miramax currently shopping the rights for film and TV. Exclusive report by John Squires. So, I mean, a lot of these big companies are hurting for money. So they're going to start selling their licenses. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of this, not just in terms of horror, but in terms of all genres. IPs may get sold. Who knows what's going to happen with DC? I know they're going to go forward with James Gunn, but if his first movie or so, that Superman legacy tanks, we could be seeing a lot more sales. But let's get into this. Published one day ago, so this is hot off the press. It says, last Halloween season marked the release of Halloween Ends, the final film in a 3-film trilogy from director David Gordon Green, billed as the final battle, really this time, between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. Halloween Ends wrapped up not only Gordon Green's sequel trilogy, but also Universal and Blumhouse's time with the iconic horror franchise. The sequel trilogy was produced by Blumhouse Productions and released into theaters by Universal Pictures as part of a pact with Miramax. And the ball is now back in Miramax's court. Now, those films were profitable. Yeah, they were very profitable. I think the first one cost $50 million to make or something like that. And it ended up making somewhere along the lines of $200 million somewhere. And just the others cost, I think, $100 million. And then I think all told, there was about $200 million in profits for all 3 films. But the trilogy ended, and now they need new grass to graze on. So what's next for the Halloween franchise? Bloody Disgusting can exclusively report that Miramax is actively shopping the rights for the Halloween franchise around Hollywood. From what we understand, there is a massive bidding war going on right now with several different parties interested and vying for the chance to bring Michael Myers back to life. Now, I think it's played out, but, you know, after 3 years of YouTubing and talking about these things with different YouTubers, you have to acknowledge the basic truth that these people are just, horror fans are never going to be tired of Michael Myers. They just want to see more and more and more. However, let's keep going. Bloody Disgusting sources have also indicated that Miramax is open to both film and television projects, and they're currently taking offers from studios and streamers alike. Streamers, television projects, I think that this is where the money is. Horror fans will definitely be tuning in if Michael Myers comes to the small screen, and I'm going to talk about that in some detail and give you some examples where it has been successful in terms of turning a movie IP into a streaming service, a streaming series that just kicked a lot of ass and turned into top shelf horror. Okay. Everything is on the table at this time, and it's ultimately up to Miramax to field pitches and decide what is most appealing to them in the wake of Gordon Green's sequel trilogy. Last year's Halloween Ends was the 13th installment in the Halloween franchise, which to date has never made its way onto the small screen. Could Michael Myers return with a television series? Or is another feature film about to reboot next up on the menu? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for more on all things Halloween as we learn it. In the meantime, comment down below and let us know what you would like to see next from the Halloween franchise. Only one thing is certain: Michael Myers will be back. So that's the article right there. I have to tell you, I really, really, really would be excited. I would be excited with the possibility of bringing Michael Myers to the small screen, because I think everything that can be done has been done within these 90 or 100-minute formats in terms of the movies. But if you wanted to take 7 episodes at an hour and make a 7-hour Halloween movie, I mean, maybe recast, obviously, because I'm sick of looking at Jamie Lee Curtis, and I think she's kind of moved on. She's having a lot of success now, winning the Oscar. I saw what she did. I'm not a Jamie Lee Curtis fan of her as a person, but I have to admit she's a very talented actress, and what she did this season in The Bear definitely should be nominated for some type of award. She's only in it for maybe 2 episodes, but she's just fantastic. I haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. I own a copy, but I still haven't gotten around to it. So I'd like to see recasting of the whole Haddonfield story, maybe an episode or 2 of young Michael. Doesn't have to be like, Rob Zombie's Halloween going into child abuse. He could be a real demon. What if you made him a real embodiment of evil who never speaks? That's why he doesn't go down when he gets a coat hanger in the eye. That's why he doesn't go down when he takes a butcher knife in the chest or in the shoulder or in the gut or wherever he got stabbed. That's why he doesn't really stay down when he takes 6 shots and falls off a 2-story balcony, because he is the embodiment of evil. And my friend Bill, in some of our earliest episodes when we did our top 10 favorite horror films, his number 5 was Halloween, and he said that basically what Michael Myers was a demon who descended on this small town and just wreaked havoc for as long as he could, and then kind of gets taken off the map by Dr. Loomis. I'd love to see something like that extended over 7 or 8 episodes, and then maybe if you want, let's have another season picking up right afterwards in the hospital. No problem. 7 or 8 episodes. That would, I think, generate a lot of interest. I think it would be very profitable for the streaming services. I think horror fans would flock, not in a way that you just drop all 8 episodes and then it disappears out of the zeitgeist at once like Netflix does, but something more along the lines of an HBO kind of drop where every week, Disney's starting to do that now. Every week with Star Wars, Marvel, every week you get a different episode. So it just sort of works that way. I think that would be fantastic. And I wouldn't have necessarily have gone along with it if I hadn't seen it be incredibly successful with other series, where I initially said when I heard that these IPs were going to become television series, that they were once again beating a dead horse, and they were just going to be giant turds. But then I was gladly proven wrong when I looked at Brian Fuller putting together Hannibal. And I thought, my God, how can anybody top Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter? And then from the first episode of Hannibal, I was just hooked. And I was like, my God, this is beautiful, beautiful horror. Amazing. To me now, Mads Mikkelsen is now Hannibal Lecter, not so much Hopkins anymore. That's the way it is. I also watched them do something similar with Penny Dreadful, where you completely revamped the stories of Dracula, Frankenstein and the Monster, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and tons of other characters from the old Gothic classics in this fantastic retelling of so many of those tales with a 5-star cast: Eva Green, Josh Hartnett, Timothy Dalton. Just fantastic. Again, beautiful, beautiful horror. 7-8 episodes per season, 3 seasons. My God, that would be amazing if they could put together with the proper showrunners, with the writers, with a great cast. Holy shit, what couldn't you do? Let's look at something again that I said was going to be a giant turd. I'm talking about Fox's The Exorcist. The first season is just fire, pure fire. Gina Davis, Alan Ruck. You've got 2 great people, and I can't remember their names off the top of my head, forgive me, playing the priests who are trying to exorcise a young teenage girl with a twist that you just won't believe. The great Sharon Gless is there. I'm not going to give it away. If you haven't seen it, I'm surprised that many people have not. And we covered this entire first season here on the channel, so check out those videos. We also covered the first 2 seasons of Penny Dreadful here on the channel. Check those out. They're beautiful pieces of horror. Wonderful. And most recently, something again, that even after those 3 or 4 examples, I said when I heard this was going to become a series, I was like, no one's asking for this. And then only recently, because AMC Plus leased it out to HBO for the Halloween season, I happened to sit down one day and watch it and say, you know what, I'll just give this a try. It's 7 episodes, not too much, not like 22 episodes or something like that. And before I knew it, it was almost 1 a.m, and I was 6.5 episodes into a 7-episode series. I just binged the whole thing without meaning to. It was so good. I'm talking about AMC Plus's Interview with the Vampire, which I'm going to do a whole separate video discussion on Interview with the Vampire, talking about this series, which just blew me away. I can't believe how good it was. Just a gory, nasty vampire drama, horror show, whatever you want to call it, with a fantastic cast, beautiful script. Somebody gave a shit about it. They made the vampires gay as hell. They just went all the way this time, and they're just bare-ass naked, sleeping together in coffins, which is not the source material. And I'm going to state that between Neil Jordan's movie, this show, and Anne Rice's original novel. But it's still just a beautiful piece of horror. So today, with top-tier work and care, it's obvious that these older IPs, I won't go so far as to say old, because they're only old depending on how they're put to use. If it's just another series of movies, then I'm just going to say, yeah, you're beating a dead horse. But the opportunity to bring this to the small screen, where instead of a 90-minute movie, excuse me, instead of a 90-minute movie, you could have a 10-hour, excuse me, you could have a 10-hour, my body's reacting to me actually advocating for Halloween. But you could have a 7 or 10-hour series. My understanding is that HBO is going to be doing something similar with Harry Potter. They're going to be rebooting Harry Potter, bringing every book to the small screen, and every season will be a different book. That is just a glorious idea, because there are so many things that they missed in the originals. I have all the Harry Potters right here. I love them. And so this is maybe the ultimate expression of doing these sorts of things. If you can just, keep making them great. Keep making them great. If it's good, no problem. I'll see all of them. So the idea that IPs that have been made into movies and perhaps even dead franchises, that they cannot be revived, is demonstrably false. You just need good people to do it, good people to write it, good people cast, behind the camera, in front of the camera, and you've got a winner. What do you think about that? Are you going to see it? Okay, that's my video. Like this video. Leave a comment. What do you think about all this? Will you see him on the small screen? Or is this just something, no, I need to see him on the big screen, and that's the only way I'm going to do it? Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Feel free. Let people know that this is going to happen. My thanks to all of you out there. And I will see you all in the next video. We've got some good stuff coming up for the rest of the week. And we'll see you out there. Have a good one, everybody.